This is FYI, a public affairs program of Strong Tower Christian Media on 93.7 The Light and Hope 100.7.
Hi, I'm JT, and welcome to FYI, where we talk with interesting people about fascinating projects around Ohio. And today, I'm honored to be talking with Eunice, Lenk. Eunice, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Did I get that right? Good. We talked once a while back before we were doing video with this show, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell the story. You were the very first person I tried to do a video interview with, and it just didn't work out very well. So thank you again for your patience. I appreciate it. You are working with what I think is one of the absolute coolest projects I've heard of in a long time. There are people who are working hard to develop and translate the Bible into all kinds of different languages and for different groups around the world. You have a project where you're translating the Bible for someone. That's what it feels like to me. You're helping make the Bible accessible for gamers. Finally, so cool. Eunice, you work for BibleX, which is producing a game called GateZero. Yes? Yep.
Correct.
All right, I'm done talking. Now it's your turn. BibleX, talk about the company. How long has it been around?
Yes. So BibleX started out in 2020. It's kind of something that was born out of COVID, actually. We are part of a bigger Christian media organization based in Norway, working on producing Christian content for youth and children for quite a few years now. And then BibleX is the game studio as part of that organization, and we're creating a video game that takes you back in time to Jesus's time to discover the gospel stories, to be in that world, to run around in ancient Jerusalem firsthand and meet Jesus, meet the disciples. That's what we're doing, and our whole goal with this really is to reach. There's a generation of gamers. There people might not realize that there are over 3 billion people that play video games worldwide. It's a massive number of people, and our goal we've always been looking at bringing the Bible to the next generation in a way that reaches them, that's accessible, that's something they want to use, want to the way that young people process content these days, like getting them to sit down and read the Bible, that's quite hard to do. And we've known this for a while, and we've explored videos, animation, video games is just the next step here, to be able to bring the Bible, the biblical world, the texts, and the stories of Jesus in a way that's accessible to them, to young people, myself included. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So you're motivated for your kids. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now, last time I think I understand a lot of the developers and programmers on the game are in Norway, if I remember correct. Is that true? It's kind of a international company, yes?
Yeah, so the main studio is in Norway. We have people working remotely, like I am in Ohio, and there's different people in different places around the world working together to create this game.
Yeah, pretty neat. I know recently you did a little bit of was it a crowdfunding type project just a few months ago? It went pretty well. How is funding going for the game?
Yeah, so we launched a Kickstarter. It's called a crowdfunding. It's a crowdfunding campaign on a platform called Kickstarter. Back in June, ended in July. It went really well. We raised just over $300,000. This is another thing that people might not know, but the big games out there, like creating a quality game like this, takes millions of dollars. So we're really happy and thankful. It went really well, our crowdfunding campaign, but we don't have quite enough to create what we want to do. So we're continue to continuing to raise funds now. We've opened another crowdfunding campaign on a platform called Indiegogo. So we're raising funds there as well, and we're looking into also opening a donation site pretty soon. So
Yeah.
anyone who feels called to our mission can help us out. We're a nonprofit, so this all goes back to the game and to helping people discover the Bible.
Yeah. Now, real quick, I want you to talk to the parents and grandparents of gamers. All right, that's who's listening today. Um, you know, they've never picked up a controller. They're not exactly sure how it works. Talk us through gently. I've watched a few of the videos online. I'm a bit of a gamer, but I'm an old guy gamer. So the stuff I've seen online looks really, really cool and well done. Talk to me about the gameplay and how that will work.
Yeah, so this game will be played on computer, and we hope to also, get enough funding to bring the game to PlayStation and Xbox, so you can play on your TV, connecting your controller. So you log in on the game, and basically the game starts out in a bit of a dystopian future of 2072, where you play as a young teenager, kind of discovering his faith, not quite sure, and there's a backstory behind that. But then you travel back in time to Jesus's time, first century, and you're there in Jerusalem and the surrounding areas, and you basically, in gaming speak, it's called open world. It's semi-open world, but that means that you can run around as you would in real life wherever you want to go. And as you go around, you find people that you can talk to, things you can do, things you can pick up, build up your inventory of little side quests. You'll meet Jesus' disciples. You meet Jesus himself. You see traces of Jesus everywhere, and then you discover the stories in your own time. You can say, as you're running around discovering. So you're basically there in a virtual form, and the game would take you through the Gospels, and our goal is to produce all the stories of Jesus in 4 game releases. We're working on our first one right now. But yeah, like through that, you would kind of, there are different quests where you get into trouble with the Romans. You really sense like the tension, the social tension, the political situation out there. The kind of life that the disciples and Jesus lived during that time. Why did he say these things the way he did? What was behind that? What was the situation at that time? What was the kind of pressures people faced during that time living? It was, the Romans were ruling and things like that. So you get to kind of really put yourself in the shoes of the people living in that time, to kind of learn also, like, the different cultures, the rituals you had to do. You'll be able to go into the temple and to see how they did the sacrifices, things like that. And then the goal is really to see how that relates to personal life, like daily life in the modern time. You'll get you're traveling back in time, but you have like your cousin Hector will be kind of along the way speaking in your ear, telling you different things, helping you to understand a little bit more about what's going on, things like that. So
Thank
yeah.
goodness for cousin Hector.
Yep. He's learning too, though.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So now, this is probably the question you probably get tired of hearing, but what's a timeline? What kind of when will this be accessible?
Yep, big question. We get that all the time.
I'm sure.
Our, our plan is to finish our first release and end of next year, but we already have a demo out that you can try for free. We call it a prototype, a slice of early slice of the game that you can try for free on Steam. And yeah, give it a try with your kids, your grandkids, see what you think and see how they like it. And it's had really good reception so far. People like it. They
Do you think
understand it's early.
this game could help me get my adult child out of Minecraft? Is there a chance I could get him out of Minecraft and into some biblical learning?
He might be interested. I wouldn't, like, we're not here to completely replace someone's gaming habits in that way.
Right.
Like, we know, like, the massive games out there. Like we said, they cost millions of dollars to produce. They're in a way like many times better than ours. Having said that, our game might be the very first one out there that is has the potential to be compared with the big games out there.
Yeah.
And we're making we understand that to get a Christian teen to want to play something like that, the quality is the first thing that we'll look at.
Yeah.
Something not cheesy, something that actually looks good, and that's what we're going for. And you guys can see for yourself and make your own judgments what you think.
Well, hey, I've looked at the videos online. I've not played the beta, but looking at the videos online, my little bit of gaming experience really looks nice. So it reminds me a little bit of Red Dead. So yeah, it looks really good. Looks really good. Now, just a couple minutes left. I know you were working on somehow where folks could kind of play it as a youth group on their phone too. Is that still part of this process?
Correct. So that's a really unique feature. We developed it with youth groups in mind, but you can play it, at home with families too. So how it works is that you have the main game on your computer. You can connect that to your TV. And then you can watch the game being played. That's kind of a big thing now. People love watching games being played. But what's different about this feature that we developed called co-play, we call the feature co-play, is that at certain points in the game, people who are watching the game can take part in the game by logging in on their mobile phones. Quite similar to games like Jackbox and a little bit like Kahoot in the way that you type in a code. And then all of a sudden you're part of the game, and then you'll be able to, for example, control different elements in the game and see it happen in real time, happening on screen in the main game. So, for example, the mobile players can help in the side quest, help Max collect some sheep, things like that, or they can help with different, collecting facts, reading that, learning a little bit more about what's written in the Bible, things like that. So that's kind of like a unique feature we developed with youth groups in mind, because we understand, like, in a regular youth group, not everyone might be a gamer or have an interest in wanting to do that kind of gaming, but they can still, experience the world and at the same time feel like they're part of it. And it's simple enough for actually a young child to use it too. We've tested it out with families, dads coming and say, "Oh, my kid had fun." It was something they can finally game with their parents. That's what's fun.
Yeah, nice. Make it easy enough for the parents. That's the important thing. Yeah. Hey, with just a moment or two left, if folks wanted to get involved with the fundraising, what website, where do you send people to learn more and how they can get involved?
Yeah, I'll say the easiest is to go to GateZero.game. And that's our game website where you can see a little bit more about what this game is about. There are buttons there you can click to help support us. Depending on when you hear this broadcast, it might be a different place. But if you go to that website, you'll be able to get info about how to support, how to play the demo. There's info there too. Good. And things like that.
GateZero.game.
Correct.
GateZero.game. Very cool. Eunice, always nice talking to you and fun to hear some updates. Man, we look forward to that game being available. Pretty exciting. Thank you for your work, and thank you to all your team who is translating the Bible for the youth. That's what I call it. So, Eunice, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
This is FYI, a public affairs program of Strong Tower Christian Media on 93.7 The Light and Hope 100.7.